like I've been thinking about like, all these like dates I go on and like they never work out. And I was thinking about, well, I've gone on so many dates, it has to be me. At first I thought it was the woman, and I'm like, well, at some point, like I have to look in the mirror, like it's me, like obviously. And I thought about it, and I noticed a common trend. At first, like, it's pretty cordial, and we're getting to know each other a little bit. And I think about an hour into the date, I get like too comfortable, and I start like actually like being myself a little bit, and I think I freak him out.
Probably.
Because I start like just going on and on.
It's like too much.
It's a lot. Like about the gym and like my diet and like what I eat every single day, every like meal, literally every single day. And like, this is pretty bad. Like, I remember there was a string I went on 3 dates in a row, and I swear to God, every single girl asked me if I saw a psychiatrist. And, after the third one, I was like, oh, it might be me.
Maybe if you got like a therapist or something, that would happen there. So then when you go on the date, you don't say it.
Here's the thing. I got a therapist.
Okay.
His name's Christian. He's my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
But he's just as fucked up as me.
Right.
So it's just me talking to me.
It's like you're blowing your load figuratively a little too soon on the dates.
Hey, Matt, let me ask you. Do you ever nitpick, like, the little things? Like, does something little that each girl that you go on the date with does piss you off?
Like Jerry Seinfeld?
And, like, you're like, just because she does this, I'm not going to see her again?
Well, here's the thing. Everything pisses me off. Mm-hmm. Like, everything. Like, the littlest things. Like, there's no, like everything will piss me off. I'm still going to see him again, ultimately, because I'm bored.
Yeah, and I think the bigger issue is them not wanting to see you
that's
again.
really the issue. That is really the issue.
Right.
Because I'm not picky.
Sure.
I give everything a try. At the buffet table,
Everything? You give everything a try?
I like to when I go to the buffet table, I like to try one of everything, and then
careful.
Whenever I like best, I'll come back.
Welcome back to the Movie Mob Podcast, episode 18. We're nearing 20. We're back here.
I have a lot of love and respect for women.
Did you just say Rhaenyra 20?
We're near 20.
I'm just joking.
How you doing? Matt, back in the saddle. He's been here. What am I talking about? Sam's back in the saddle. He's back. Sam, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's
Round
good
of
to be
applause.
back.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
But he's humble. That's good.
Straight out of work. Look at the two of you in your work clothes. This is great.
Dude, fuck work.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to eat salmon and go to Blink.
That would be quite the life, man.
Yeah, man.
But we got some movie news today. We're gonna get back into it. Dun 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 dun.
Hey!
That's not the next topic, but I thought that was a good song.
All right.
All right, let's get into it. We talked about this last week. Nosferatu, the movie. We talked about Bill Skarsgård and Lily Rose Depp getting casted. So we had a little misunderstanding here on my part. I thought that Bill Skarsgård was replacing Harry Styles, but actually Harry Styles has been replaced by someone else. Nicholas Hoult. You guys may know him from some... I'm trying to think of what movie. X-Men. Yes, the X-Men reboot.
He looks a lot like... what's that guy's name? Cumberbatch there.
Yeah,
Benedict
he does.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
He looks a lot
Benedict.
like him.
Yeah. So I guess that Bill Skarsgård is playing Nosferatu, and then Harry Styles was supposed to play a different character that's now him. So I think that makes sense because we were kind of questioning why Harry Styles would ever be casted as Nosferatu. But,
Yeah, I don't think he would. But this lineup right here, I left the slide in from last week. This one, Nicholas Hoult, and then these two.
this is a win.
This is... I want to see this so bad.
It's a big win.
Like, so bad.
I think the last thing that Holt was in, he played Tolkien in a Tolkien movie. I hadn't seen it, but I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Sam, you didn't talk about this last week. Are you familiar with Nosferatu, like the old vampire movie?
I've heard about him. I've seen a couple clips about him.
Sure.
I feel like Bill Skarsgård is definitely the guy to play him because of how well he did in It. The way that he was able to, like, maneuver his face and, like, very well adapt to a character like that. Like, able to adapt to the mannerisms and stuff that character would. So I feel like he'd play this role perfectly.
Yeah.
But I'd want to see it in a trailer first just to know what I'm getting into. Because what if it's just something that we're not expecting at all.
Yeah. I mean, Robert Eggers, he's got a style, so it should be interesting. I'm excited.
What other movies has he done?
Robert Eggers,
Yeah.
The Northman, most
Oh,
recently.
great film.
The Witch.
Okay.
The
The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Yeah. This is the perfect movie
yeah.
for him. This
I
is
know.
perfect. Perfect. I'm happy.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. It's a great cast, good start. We'll see. The Rock. We all know The Rock. We love The Rock. He's a great guy. Is he a great actor? Probably not. But he's playing Black Adam. It's coming out soon. I don't know if it's next week or the weekend after that. But there's been a lot of rumors floating around that Henry Cavill is returning as Superman. There's rumors that he's in the post-credit scene, and there's rumors that The Rock himself went to Warner Brothers and said, we need him back. And this is his quote in an interview recently. He said, "The most powerful, unstoppable force has been on the sidelines for too long." I gotta agree with him. You know, even though I'm not excited for Black Adam, we need Superman back.
I mean, it's the most well-known superhero in the fucking world.
Yep.
Superhero, Superman. He's the first one you think of, and fucking Henry Cavill is the perfect man to play him.
Yep.
He does a great job, and the fact that DC doesn't want him, and he likes playing the character, it's fucking an atrocity, RJ.
Yes.
It's a fucking shame, and they need to bring him back.
I
Get him,
agree.
and if The Rock, if we have to sit through fucking Black Adam
To get
to get Henry Cavill back, I'll take that trade.
I agree. Sam?
I feel like for DC to get back on stage with Marvel, this has to happen.
Right.
I mean, there's no other way that DC can get up to Marvel's level without Henry Cavill in the mix. Henry Cavill, I should say. Because he is phenomenal. I loved each of the movies that he did as Superman, especially Man of Steel.
Yes.
Phenomenal film.
We need a sequel.
And I also like The Witcher as well.
Yes.
Big fan of
yes.
Oh yeah, The Witcher's really good. Man.
Really?
That's
You guys,
really
I
good.
didn't get into season 2. I might retry it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. I like season 1.
I don't like
watched
the
it all.
books. The books are weird. It's like a translation.
Well, the thing with The Witcher, just quickly, I love everything with him,
Yeah.
Geralt, but like everything with the girl and everything else is...
Yeah, the story was like lacking for me. But anyway, we love him as Superman. I mean, Nick,
He's
you
great.
got any thoughts on this? I mean,
It's a superhero movie, so I'm not like,
but you know that The
whatever,
Rock versus Superman would sell. You know?
Oh,
yeah.
110%. I agree with that, and I don't think. I think The Rock is he's decent. He draws a crowd. Whatever. Henry Cavill's unbelievable. He's good in everything that he does. What were you saying, Matt? Did you say something like the studios don't like him or something? What were you saying?
Well, there's just been like he hasn't played Superman
Yeah.
since
Oh, okay.
2017.
'Cause he hasn't
Yeah.
been. If I'm like
Yeah.
trying to think about it, right? I feel like we talked about this in like a million years ago episodes. Go check them out.
Yeah.
We talked about him in potentially
Bond.
being the next Bond.
Yeah.
We talked about him being in maybe potentially in the Game of
of-
Thrones,
yeah.
being a Baratheon, young Baratheon. Like I feel like there's a lot of places you could put him. First of all, not in that kind of way, but like. Tell me that this isn't the guy that every guy wants to be.
Oh my god,
He's a
He
presence.
is a
He's the king of the nerds.
He's a presence.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam will like this. You know Hercules, Disney Hercules,
Yes.
right?
Please.
You know when Zeus, he's like a little Cirrus, a little Stratus, and he a little cute
Yeah,
little
yeah.
Nimbus, and he makes Pegasus.
Yes.
That's what this guy's made out of, all right? Clouds of the gods. Who has
For
a
real.
better jawline than this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible, you know? So I feel like from a Hollywood perspective, that selling that look standpoint, I don't know why they don't have this guy in every movie out there.
Yeah,
I mean, if you were making like Superman, like creating a human to look, it'd be fucking him.
yeah, I know.
I mean, who else is it?
Yeah.
It's a fucking shame. They had him,
Yeah.
and they ran him out. RJ,
Well,
it's fucked, dude. It's why. Sorry, it's stupid, dude. Like I don't get it.
I
Like,
don't either, Matt.
They blew their load early, RJ.
Yep.
They fucking blew it.
Yep.
They had her naked. They had her undressed in
Easy,
bed.
Easy, consensually.
And they
take it
blew it.
easy.
He blew it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we love Henry, and I think that the fact that it took, like you said, The Rock to have to tell Warner Bros. This should be a no-brainer. Superman is up there with Batman, most recognizable superheroes. You should make a movie with him. But regardless, hopefully this happens. We'll find out pretty soon with Black Adam. Discussion topics. Now it's Mario time, baby. Super Mario movie. The trailer dropped. I mean, what a trailer. Huh?
I mean, RJ, I don't want to overreact.
Yeah.
This might be the most excited I've been for a movie since Endgame.
You said that, yeah.
This is unbelievable. In class, I made all the kids watch it yesterday. We
Oh,
watched
wow.
it twice. I turned off the lights. I said, everyone watch. We're watching the Mario trailer.
Yep.
I'm going to try and take them on a field trip.
To go see it?
I mean, yeah, this is, I mean.
Sounds a little School of Rock to me.
When you when you go to the movie, this is what you pay the big bucks to see.
I mean,
wow.
I mean, yeah, Sam, what'd you think? I mean, we're all big. We grew up on Mario. We grew up on Nintendo.
Mario time.
What'd you think?
I got to say, I love the trailer. I think Jack Black is the perfect person to play Bowser.
See, nobody picked up on the School of Rock thing that I mentioned?
No, I did, but, you know.
How you doing?
It's very subtle. Anyways.
It's Jack Black!
Oh, wait, I didn't pick up on that.
Yes, Jack
Black
Oh.
said it. He wants to get the field trip. Just go. Say a thing.
But anyways, I love the scene with him and the penguins.
Oh, great stuff.
That scene's going to be phenomenal, I feel like. And then I don't know how I feel about Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the big discussion here.
I feel like if they had the original voice actor, who is in the movie, because we saw the cast list at the end during the credit scene, I feel like if they had the sound effects like, you know, Mario, when he comes down, lands on his ass, him making the sound effects, like the or whatnot, I feel like that make that 10 times better.
100%, yeah.
Because he's not even trying. You could tell he's not trying at all. He's just like, off to Mushroom Kingdom.
He's doing like a bad like Brooklyn accent.
Well, it's just Chris Pratt. It's not
right.
Mario.
I mean, and to be, we only heard 2 lines, but I mean, you can gauge somewhat of it. And I mean, this goes to a bigger issue of like casting known actors as voice actors. Yeah. You know, being a voice actor is an art. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys can do things. Like just putting Chris Pratt in there is to sell you the name.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Nick, what'd you think of this trailer?
It was interesting, you know.
Okay.
I just it's like it just goes in with like the superhero video game type.
But we've like never gotten we got the live action Mario movie, but this is a big like character globally, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a me.
Yeah.
You know,
dude, he's an Italian plumber, dude.
Right.
With mushrooms, he's going to save the princess. I mean, that's awesome.
Oh my God, is that what he is? He's a plumber.
He's an Italian. Him and Luigi are plumbers.
I see. Now the pipes make sense.
Yeah.
The turtles and mushrooms I still don't get, but whatever.
Well, because he goes into the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, the Mushroom Kingdom.
Salute. Whatever.
Right.
Enjoy your mushrooms.
Let me add something to this. I feel like watching this brought me back to my childhood. When we all used to play this on the Wii. We used to go over to RJ's house, spend countless hours just playing this on the Wii, trying to beat the various levels, you know, save the princess.
But
it's so good.
My God.
Well, the animation is perfect. Like, it looks like the cutscenes in all those games.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And like you said, it literally takes me back. Like, I feel like I'm playing Super Mario Sunshine on my GameCube, like 7 years old. Like, I get that. It's such a nostalgia factor. I cannot not see this movie.
I mean, listen, you know me. We're getting Sonic 3,
Dude,
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is coming out. They make big money. Let's join the forces. Super Smash movie.
Dude, give me a Link. You know, get Link in there.
That'd be unreal.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Kirby.
I mean, come on.
Stop the fight.
We're excited.
Dude, I like Anya Taylor.
You get me a little.
All right. How you
get Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach.
Yeah. No, the whole cast is great. Sebastian Maniscalco is in it.
It's a good cast, man. Charlie Day is Luigi.
Charlie Day is Luigi. I'm excited. I have more faith in that than
definitely.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You know what? Well, this was just a teaser, so maybe in the bigger trailer we'll get a better idea. But I'm excited. Let's get
staying on the excited train. I want to hear about this.
Yeah. So I'm going to give a quick review here of Barbarian. I just saw it last Wednesday. Lot of talk about it. Now, I'm not the biggest horror guy, but I've been growing on. I've been watching some more recently, and I got to tell you what, I like this movie.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. It's probably a top 5 movie of the year for me, because I'm pretty picky with my horror. Like, I don't like lazy horror. I don't like the supernatural, paranormal activity, that bullshit. I like a psychological horror, and I wouldn't categorize this as really psychological horror, but it's smart. Like, the script is really good, and obviously when you watch a horror movie, you know, the characters do stupid things that you're like, why would you ever do that? But you kind of got to leave that at the door when you see this. But, I mean, this was really good. It's like just under 2 hours. What I liked about it is it just hits all the points, and it answers all the questions, and it leaves you kind of abruptly, but then you're like, well, that's all I really needed answered. And I can't talk about too much without spoiling it, because I think you'd like this a lot.
Spoil it.
And I think you would too. I know Matt's not a horror guy.
So it's like Zodiac, kind of like, and that's more like a thriller and not like a.
Well, let me give you the base plot line.
Yeah.
She rents. It literally starts.
Who is she? She who?
The main character.
The Barbarian.
Yeah. No. So she has a work interview.
I just love throwing RJ off every time he starts something. If you just say anything after he starts a sentence, he goes like this. He goes, and then you see the wheels just everything stops. Go. Yeah, complete crash and burn. Go.
Anyway.
So the main character.
The main character has a job interview in Detroit. Not a good sign.
That's
Motor
nice.
City.
Yeah. Job interview?
Yes. She rents out a Airbnb. She shows up to the Airbnb. Someone's already in the Airbnb. It's Bill Skarsgård, speaking of. And basically they're like, oh, we double booked the same Airbnb. We did a different website. So
feel like they.
I feel like this has been used.
Feel like maybe not double booked.
Because it just takes a 180 turn. So it's not what you expect. The movie halfway shifts to a different protagonist. It just
okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's a good script. It's a fun time. I mean, it's a fun time, but it's pretty disturbing. I liked it. I think you should go see it. If you like horror thrillers, this is the time to do it.
What about the jump scares? How are the jump scares?
There's not many, and that's what I like. Is it's not lazy jump scares.
So this is what I was gonna say. The jump scares, even when they're like all the time, it's like tropey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't stand the jump scares. I don't like to be. You know what I mean? Like just to give me a movie. Like a Midsummer, a Hereditary. Not a lot of jump scares.
Yeah.
Very good movies.
Yeah. No, I really like this. I think you guys would like it, Matt. I know you're not the biggest horror guy, but I think you might enjoy it.
I mean, the only horror movie I'm really interested in is Pooh, Blood, and Honey.
Oh God,
That's why you come on. I made the kids watch that too in class.
Oh,
you
showed that to them?
Yeah, I showed
It's
it to the high school kids.
fantastic. You made children watch this, you idiot.
Dude,
you're gonna get fired.
They weren't as into it. No, they're cool. They weren't as into it as I was, but I made
shit.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Dude, Piglet's a menace in that trailer.
Yeah, I mean, Pooh, Blood, and Honey. I don't know if that's coming out soon or
I can't
it's
wait.
already.
No,
Who knows?
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He looks like Watto back there.
Yeah,
Honey.
I don't even think that's going to be in theaters. Like, it looks like such a low budget.
Oh,
I
think
love
it's
it.
an
I
England
hope it is
release,
low budget.
right?
It's
Is
perfect.
it an England release?
It is.
It's
It's an
British.
English film.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Can't wait.
yeah, there you go. Wait for that movie. But go see Barbarian while you're waiting for Pooh, Blood, and Honey. It's a good movie.
Wait, dude.
Let's get into it. The next topic:
Is it the Grinch?
the Rings of Power.
Solid. It was a solid
Yeah.
episode, RJ. Coming off the last episode, which I thought was the best of the season.
I agree.
It was a good episode. It's kind of like, resetting everything after the big battle. Mm-hmm. And I liked it. I am a little more interested in the story. I feel like things are happening.
Yep.
A little more interested in the characters. But at this point, I'm kind of like disengaged. Like, I'm kind of like, all right, there's one episode left. Like,
Well, that's the thing is we're disengaged and just starting to get interested with one episode left.
exactly. And this was a big, what are the halflings? What are they fucking called?
Yeah, the Harfoots.
They suck.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called. They're terrible. This was a big, they were involved heavily in this episode. I keep saying, I hope they all get eaten. Although I do like Papa. He had a good line this episode.
He did have a good line.
He goes, what's it matter? We're all going to die anyway, which I agree with. He's got a low attitude. Papa's actually grown on me.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick, which I kind of like him.
Yep.
But I really don't give a shit. It was all right.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we saw everyone in this episode. We had the aftermath of the big volcanic explosion with Galadriel and them. We got back to Elrond and Durin, and then these weird three women that are tracking we don't know what's going on there.
I don't like him. It looks like Gore.
Gore the God Butcher.
It looks like his children. You know what I mean? Like his disciples.
Yeah,
the way that they're like dressed in white, but then have like the dark shadows with them.
Different movie, but yeah, similar enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Sam, what'd you think of this episode?
So, like Matt touched on, I gotta say, last episode was phenomenal. It really hit home because the big battle and there was a lot going on. This episode, obviously, stepped down from that. It was a solid episode. It touched on every aspect, like all the characters. We didn't get to see a lot of Arendir. The dark elf.
Great character.
I like him a lot, and yet they didn't really show him till the end with Galadriel and
he had that nice little
the Arab
reunion,
woman that
you
Matt
need
loves.
a little more. There's not enough Bronwyn in this episode.
But
she needed
they fake out her death like 3 times.
I do like the
Can't
end,
kill her off.
how they finally revere that Mordor is the place that the Shadowlands is.
Yeah. I
So-
thought that was funny because it's like, I feel like it was just kind of stupid. Like the
Yeah,
way that it
yeah,
just
it
switched. I'm
was
like, yeah, we get it.
it was
you know,
kinda
like they
stupid.
didn't need to like write Mordor.
It was-
you
it
know.
was stupid.
I mean,
But-
it was kind of implied, but I feel like some people that
The
have no idea
casuals,
what's
yeah.
going on.
Probably didn't know that.
But overall, I don't know how I feel about Galadriel and Theo.
Yeah.
That whole sequence with
Theo.
them, I wasn't a big fan of that. I mean, I kind of felt bad, because Theo lost his mom, quote unquote, because
Yeah.
he couldn't find her or anything. He thought that she died in, the big eruption. But other than that, I feel like there's not really much empathy that you can have for these characters.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're just going all over the place. Like, one minute they lose someone, like, oh, I'm feeling
they're
bad for
yeah.
this guy. And then next thing you know, they forget about him.
Well, then you got Isildur too, and we all know Isildur is not dead. He's in Lord of the Rings. So I mean,
Listen, I hate to be this guy, but
Yeah.
nothing will ever touch the originals.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
will-
yeah.
They're goated. Nothing will ever touch the originals, and they're trying to, hit gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. It's fine. Like, if it wasn't Lord of the Rings and they didn't build it up to be the most expensive, coolest
Yeah.
show ever, I'd be like, whatever. It's like it's an okay show. They build it. They get the Lord of the Rings name. All the money, Amazon. Like, it's a letdown. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's okay. It's not terrible, but it's like, it's a letdown.
well, what's crazy too, with one episode left, I have no idea what's gonna happen in like a bad way.
Yeah, no, it's
Like I don't know. Nothing's been set up to like come to a conclusion in this last
Right.
episode,
Right.
other than that you get the cliffhanger at the end of the episode where the Balrog is under the mines.
Yeah.
But like still, like what's gonna happen in this last episode that's somewhat resolved? I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like Nick said earlier in the reviews, where it just ends on like another cliffhanger and nothing really happens. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a waste of time.
Well, we only got one more episode to
God.
review,
Yep.
so.
Thank God.
But yeah, that's it for this week of Rings of Power. So we'll be back next week for the finale, and let's talk about. Here we go, episode 8. We're nearing the end. It's tragic, but what an episode!
Like, actually, it's kind of tragic.
it is. It's sad. I'm
mean-
not trying to think about it.
Dude, after this show ends and football season's over,
Yeah,
You're gonna be out of a job.
watch out. Yeah, seriously.
right on.
Like, Jesus. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta,
Amen.
like, text me, like, make sure I'm all right,
I will, man.
All right.
But I mean, again, what an episode! I'm kind of done. I'm done saying like this. This one's the best.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
they're
they've
all
all
great.
been bangers.
They've all
We haven't
great.
gotten a bad episode yet. I mean, this one was. It was just great. So many great moments. It was a pretty sad episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, the send off for Paddy Considine as Viserys. I mean, what an episode for him to go out on. Sam, we'll start with you on this one.
Yes.
What'd you think of this?
So I thought from start to finish, like you said, it's phenomenal. Like, there's no like slow parts or anything. Like, every shot and every scene in these episodes is meaningful.
Yep.
It's shot with a purpose, and there's many different ways to look at it in terms of like smaller scenes could be meaningful to someone else. Like, let's say they're more meaningful to me than Matt per se. But
Yeah.
other than that, I would say overall I was very happy with this episode. I think my favorite scene was when Paddy Constantine Viserys is walking down.
Yep.
Like, he comes into the giant meeting and he's walking down, and like everyone just stops what they're doing and they're just seeing, they're like, wow, this is it. Like, this is the last moment that we witness him take the throne. So I thought that was probably the best scene.
Yeah.
And the way that he handled himself in that scene as well is what really got my eye to it.
Yeah.
Because, like, he portrays someone that's literally on the out
Right.
perfectly.
Yeah.
He's barely able to walk with his cane all the way down the aisle. Like, it probably took him at least a half hour to get to the throne.
Oh, yeah. And that CG and makeup was incredible on him. Yeah.
And then just for him to come in and it's like, all right,
This is how it is. Yeah.
this is how it's going to go.
Something that's already been decided.
Yeah.
Who's going to take over Driftmark? Who's the rightful heir to the throne? He's just tired at this point of doing this. And yeah, I agree with you, Sam. This moment was my favorite moment too. It was just so powerful for him coming, in this state to defend his daughter, who he calls in this episode his only child.
Yes.
You know, so
I think that was my favorite moment of the entire series.
Yeah.
So far is when he was walking up.
Yep.
And he dropped his crown, and Damon picks it
which
up.
wasn't even in the script.
It was improvised.
The crown actually fell,
Yeah.
and then Matt Smith picked it up, and they just rolled with
That
it.
was my favorite
That's
moment
incredible.
of the entire show. They had everyone looks. They had the theme playing. You know, nice grand theme, and then Damon picks up the crown. And he goes, "There you go, brother."
Yeah.
Family,
Like,
baby.
that was like a great, like the Targaryens together. Like they have their differences, but at the end of the day, like it's about family with the king.
Yep.
And that was such like an OG moment. And fuck, Damon's climbing up my power rankings.
Oh, he's
again.
number one for
This
me.
was a great
Yeah.
fucking Damon between that, and then also when like they were fighting at the dinner table.
Yeah.
And that fuckhead kid with the eye patch.
Damon.
Yeah, and then Damon kind of stepped in. And
Yeah,
like, all right,
you-
shit's, you know, when Damon steps in, it's all right, cut the shit.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to fuck with me, because I'll fucking slice you
Well,
up
Aemon,
like I did the other guy.
You can tell Aemon
He respects
kind of
Damon.
like respects and wants
Yeah.
to be him, and he even, I mean, if
What
you
gave it
looks
away?
like
The
him.
straight blonde hair.
well, and the fact that if you just move the D in there in Damon's name
Yeah.
to the end,
He's
it's
a
the
wannabe.
same name.
He's a wannabe.
But yeah, no, and he's going to be someone to mess with. I mean, Nick,
I don't
what
like
you
him.
think? You posted that moment on Instagram. It's such a great moment.
Yeah, oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Is everybody good?
Yeah. I mean,
Go
We're
in.
good for now. We're good for now.
I'm about to explode.
Okay.
But I tend to talk over people, so I just wanted to give everybody like a shot. The scene where Viserys walks into the throne room, whatever, and I mean the whole. I thought I had so much. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
The show is fucking perfect. It literally talk about showing signs of strength. I love how easily the Viserys can just kind of like a fly, just flick Otto and his wife away. And the way that everyone is just like, oh, the king's here. Who are you? Excuse me, king's here. Can you get out of the way? Like, just the amount of respect that he commands.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with you. Nobody's thinking he's going to last forever in that state that he was in. The Phantom of the Opera thing he had going on in this episode, I thought was fantastic.
I thought there was a great. I don't know if it was intentional, but it's a great foreshadowing of Viserys, Daenerys' brother, getting the gold melted on his face.
Oh
Game of
yeah,
Thrones, yeah.
The names are
110%.
similar.
Yeah.
True.
Well, it's the same name, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Viserys.
Yeah.
I really, God, I loved it. I'm just trying to think of like a part to talk about. I lost it. You said you liked when he picked up the crown.
Yeah, that was
That-
my
that
favorite
was a-
moment.
I really liked the dinner scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. The way so they say like. I don't know if you ever heard this before from a movie, but to keep your friends close, your enemies closer,
Sure.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, first of all, Damon is he's one of those ones where it's like, okay, we're cool. Like, everybody's cool. Yes, that's dope. Yeah, that was really cool. You chopped the guy's head off to protect your wife's name and everything else, but you really want that crown, don't you, buddy?
See,
You know what I mean? Like,
does he want to be king though?
yes.
Yes.
Dude, have you not watched the whole series?
I don't know.
Every time he looks like he's doing something good, it's for an evil, himself-centered purpose. Now, with that being said, he is married to Rhaenyra, so he
That's
doesn't
what I'm
really
saying,
have
yeah.
a lot to do. And I think that, but I do think that Rhaenyra is, at least for right now, I still think she's good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
good, like you know how like in Game of Thrones, Daenerys kind of goes off the rails.
Yeah.
She goes a little crazy, but she thinks she's doing good. I think genuinely right now, Rhaenyra is good.
Yeah.
But I think that Daemon is playing that role to stay on Rhaenyra's good side, if that makes sense.
Well, do you think because Rhaenyra says it to Viserys when he's in bed that she doesn't even know if she wants it anymore? Do you think that Daemon could be investing in her, maybe passing it to him instead? You know, hoping that maybe she'll give him the crown
so
instead?
I think a couple of things. We've talked about the politics of the show and the layers of stuff. I don't think Daemon. One thing I don't think Daemon is a moron, right?
No,
like he's definitely very intelligent, and I think that he's kind of seeing that as the king gets older, the queen really does have a lot of say in a lot of things that are going on. I think that how interesting would it be if, well, because I just don't know what's going to happen. And while I appreciate the comments on our last episode, I'm almost reluctant to read some of them regarding House of the Dragon because it's a lot of people that have already read the books. I haven't read the books.
Yeah.
And people are like, say like, oh, like this is what it is. I'm like, okay,
Well,
just let me experience it.
one of those comments last episode was about
the daughter.
Viserys's fourth son that he has with Alicent that they hadn't introduced yet, and then George R. R. Martin came out the other day and said that he'll be in season 2. They just haven't brought him in yet.
Okay,
so that character still exists. Yeah.
I don't like just for something I don't, because all we do is just suck this show off, like saying it's the greatest ever. I love the Targaryen boys. I think they're awesome. Mm-hmm. The strong boys. Oh, dude, that scene, thing. Yeah. Oh, so good. I literally lost it a little bit, not like whimpering like a little baby, but when Viserys was giving that speech.
Oh, it was a great speech.
Yeah, that was emotional.
Just pulling people aside and being like, listen, I have to not only keep the whole like world together, basically, but like I'm not trying to hide from anybody either. Like you're my family. I'm trying to show you like this is me. You know what I mean? I know it's not the best face to look at right now, but let's not pussyfoot around the issue here. Like, I'm your grandfather. Can we just suck it up and like just enough with your bullshit? Because that's all that it is. It's your bullshit, you know? And one of my favorite moments that I have had with my grandfather before, that just like those little, dude, it's the little things in the show that make the show so good. Yeah. When he gives this was I was gonna say I hate the kid that plays the kid that was jerking off out the window.
The new Aegon.
That didn't.
I agree.
That transition.
They looked very different.
I agree, and I thought the other kid was better.
The other kid was quicker.
This kid almost looks younger than him, because now Aemon looks way older than he does.
Yeah, I thought the other kid was much better.
I didn't get it. I do think that Aemon is trying to like suck off Daemon, you know what I mean? Like on like a I want to be like you kind of level, you know.
Aemon's gonna be a problem. I think he's gonna be like one of those characters that he's so bad you love him, because he's gonna be like that Ramsay. Like
I fucking hate him.
Yeah. I feel like he's a poser. Now I could be wrong, but I feel like he's a giant.
I don't know. I think he's motivated because it's that like childhood trauma shit, and he's just like he's coming for it.
I hope he gets his.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. It's like the kid with the really big lifted truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he has the world's biggest dragon. He thinks he's like this great.
Right.
He thinks he's Daemon. You know what I mean? Like he dresses like him, and he's the straight long blonde hair. And like what was he when he was a little kid? He was like the one that no one that everybody kind of pushed around.
I mean, I feel like they're definitely setting up a rivalry between him and Daemon. I think that'll definitely come to a head at some point.
With the Strongs, too.
Yeah.
So we talked earlier, just to kind of get us back on track here real quick, we talked earlier about, like earlier in previous reviews, that typically in true Game of Thrones fashion, there is a battle of some sort that kind of happens at episode 9. The king's dead just in time, but I don't think they've set up any sort of battle or war necessarily. In fact, I think it was kind of quashed pretty quickly by Daemon. So are we setting ourselves up here for like a little bit of the first ever House of the Dragon letdown, or what are we thinking?
I think it'll probably pop off.
It still could be a big moment, because in Game of Thrones season 1, it's Ned's dying is episode 9, and season 3 it's the Reigns of Castamere.
Yep.
And then kind of after that you get like the big battles. So it might not be a battle per se, but it might be like a big shocking moment.
Well, I mean the king's dead, and Alicent has now, after misinterpreting what he was saying to her, now totally flipped her switch on Rhaenyra and is going to go full force for Aegon.
I could see someone big dying this episode.
Yeah.
Because the king died, but like we all knew he was going to die. So I could see like a shocker. You know, like someone we don't see coming.
Like you mean like someone getting their head chopped off?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Oh, that was a great scene. Well, let's talk about that one, and let's talk about the whole point of this episode, which is Corlys Velaryon,
who may not be dead, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think they would kill him off screen like that. I think he'll be alive. Definitely. But basically, you know, with him near death, there is a debate about who's going to take over the Driftmark throne.
Really? I thought it was settled twice now.
Right. And you got his brother, Vaemond,
he's a dick,
who comes in. He's like, I want it. I'm his brother. These kids are bastards, whatever. And then, obviously he sends it in there at the he knew what he was like. At that point, he was like, I'm coming out of here dead. I might as well just like throw everyone under the bus. It reminded me of Tyrion when he was on trial.
Oh, that's right.
And he just like said, "Fuck it, like fuck all of you guys." You know,
going
it's
in.
just and
least
then he
he
got
had
his head
Oberyn.
chopped off.
At least he had Oberyn, though.
Right? Yeah. And then it's just so good when Damon's just like say it, and then he did, and then great line. He can keep his tongue.
That was a clean cut.
Yeah,
too.
that Valerian
That was a-
Steel,
Valerian
baby.
Steel, dude. That's what I was gonna
That was a
say.
clean cut.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that was fantastic. I loved that the king, even in his like, I have judged this guy so hard, hot and cold throughout all of these different reviews that we've done. 8 of them. It feels like a million. But like, poor Viserys. Like, I feel he's a very sobering actor to me, because like I would be more like Damon. I'd be like, off with their heads, everybody's dead, I don't care. And then I'd feel bad about it later, and that's the worst part, is I yell and scream and call everybody an asshole, and I hate everyone, and then everyone's like, wow, Nick, you're really mad, huh? Okay, well, then that's it. And I'm like, ugh, but I love you. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, every single time. And I think that that's an interesting difference between the two of them. Like, Viserys is a fantastic leader. Like, he's always even keel. He's always calm. He pops off a little bit on Daemon, but that's not a king being a king. That's a brother on brother thing. But now that he's gone, I mean, he's just so strong, man.
Well, did you catch that moment? It was like a small thing when they're at dinner. I thought it was funny when Alicent's like, "Oh, let's pray for Vaemon."
A prayer, yeah.
It cuts to Daemon. And he's just like,
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
Yeah, what's going on?
It was just good
because he's about to pop off. I think he's a wicked hothead.
Yeah.
And he's like ready to.
But yeah, go ahead.
Why don't we talk about the end scene with them in the bed, Allison and
With the
Viserys?
prophecy, sure.
Let's talk about
So
it.
yeah, I mean, obviously,
It's a callback to episode 2 or whatever it was. 3.
and the previous a few scenes before that, Rhaenyra comes to him. He's like, "Is the prophecy true?" The Song of Ice and Fire. He doesn't answer at that moment, and then Allison comes back. He's been drinking milk of the poppy again, so he's obviously not. He's
There.
And a lot of milk of the poppy.
a lot of milk of the
And
poppy.
he fucks up. He thinks that Rhaenyra is talking to him, which I like because they set it up throughout the episode. He's really not sure sometimes who's in the room. And he lets it spill, and Alicent, just kind of grasping for anything that she can at this point, makes it sound to like what she wants it to. But obviously she doesn't know about the prophecy to begin with.
she thinks she's talking about her kids.
Right.
Yeah.
She's an idiot.
Yeah, no,
I hate her.
Yeah, no, that was interesting because like it seems like maybe Allison and Rhaenyra had kind of mended some of their differences at that dinner, and then for like him to like kind of spill the beans, like maybe she might feel like a way about it and kind of dissociate
Because they
herself
mend
again.
it, just before.
Yeah,
and
she's like, oh yeah, come back,
and even Otto's like,
come
really?
on, Dragon back, we'll hang out, we'll have some wine, it'll be a good time.
Okay, so I was really nervous for this last scene. I thought that it was not going to go the way that it did. I thought that because the setup for that scene is the dinner scene, the end of the dinner scene. And they have this he has this kind of slow motion-y watching of the kids, and I thought he was going to see finally or start to care about the fact that they're not her kid. They're not Laenor's kids.
Oh.
I thought that's what it was.
I thought he was just gonna die there initially.
I had that inkling too, but the more he kept watching, oh God, I'm so bad.
just
at
the
these.
kids dancing around.
Yeah,
like
but
Luke
specifically, it was Luke though. It was like
Strong
it was
kids.
one of the strongs. And
Chase.
I shouldn't even say that. I feel bad.
Yeah,
That's what's so crazy about this show is
Yeah.
I feel bad
Calling
using
him
like
strong.
oh dude, it's crazy to me the way that this.
I mean, the guy who played Vaemon though, that was a killer line delivery.
Oh,
when
he was
just
good.
screaming.
Good actor.
But I mean, to that dinner scene, did you guys catch? We talked about this last episode about Helena, the daughter. She has these like prophetic.
I want more from her.
Well, did you hear what she said? It was very small, but the second time I heard it, right before.
when she says he's not that bad or he only cares for you.
No, it's after that when when Luke gets up there doing that little beef there. She says, "Beware the beast beneath the boards." And it's right before like the music starts playing, but you can tell that the audio is like up, so you could hear her say that. I thought that was just interesting because she had the prediction with Aemon's eye before.
She's cool. I want more from her. You know, I don't know.
She's so. We got a comment on our last video. I don't know if you saw it or not. She's a. What is she? She's a
dream seer. Yeah,
a dream seer. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Is what's the beast beneath the boards? It's
What is that?
I don't
is
know.
it though?
Watch that scene again. You'll hear it.
But sometimes when they talk about dragons, they refer to themselves as dragons. So it's like, is the beast one of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking it as. I think it's someone that has the potential of just being unleashed that we haven't seen before and just kind of raving havoc over
I'd
everyone.
say one of the strong boys, personally.
I mean, could it be a rat?
I feel like
Those
it's
crowd ones
no. It's
I mean, they've been setting that rat up a lot.
it's definitely going to be either like Eamon or the other one. Who's the other boy?
Aegon?
Sam, the only reason I disagree with you is because it's got to be something. She wouldn't say beware the beast beneath the boards. Because Eamon, I'm just saying, Eamon is like forthright, similar to Daemon with his aggression and his everything else. That's why I say it would be one of the strong boys, because it would be one of the kids that's quiet, that's kind of out of the way, that comes through. And then it was Luke that took his eye out, right?
I think, yes.
The one with the knife,
yeah.
Kind of randomly. So, like, maybe it's that. Maybe it's his younger brother. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it could be something like that we're just not seeing happen.
Well, I mean, if they do what they did with the eye prophecy, the few episodes, the next episode, Aemon lost his eye, so maybe next episode we'll know.
Or could it be Lairs? You know, the guy that kind of just sits in the back
and
is very creepy?
We hadn't seen him this episode.
And, like, you know how he ordered that attack on... what's the place called?
Oh, Harrenhal.
Harrenhal. He ordered that attack. I feel like he could be the beast within because, I mean, you know, he's the guy that kind of lurks in the shadows, watches everyone, knows what they do, and he's got people.
Well, you also had Massaria, Daemon's old whore, who's now, like, kind of the master of whisperers, and, like, what's she up to? Because she had... Allison's handmaid in there, like, snitching.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So I wonder where what side is she on?
What's her motive? I feel like she's doing her own thing.
Is she a Varys, where she's, like, just the betterment of the realm? I feel like she's just, like, I feel like
she's just, like, whatever's best for her. Because she came from nothing, so she's just in a position of kind of power now where she knows information, and she's using that leverage, like, to kind of just build her way up.
What does Baelish say? Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
I mean, what do you think of her? Because that was a small little scene they snuck in there.
Yeah, they just kind of,
they kind of just threw that in.
I don't know.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I like everything about the show.
I'm trying to think of any other big scenes that happened. I mean, you talked about this all the time, Nick, is, like, the fact that, like, the power of, like, the Targaryen blood is so, like, familial. Like, they have that connection.
I love it. It's my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite aspect of it.
And it showed in this episode because Daemon, helps his brother up. And then you had Rhaenys, who believes that Rhaenyra killed her son, and all these things, yet she still sides with her family. You know what I'm saying? I just felt it proved that even more.
I think that that's a double-edged sword too. I don't disagree with you at all. I think the other part of it that she's seeing is that it's not that the High Towers are also at play here, and they are not Valyrian or Targaryen or whatever the hell they are.
It's a dark horse.
Yeah. She's not stupid. That's the best part. Is, like, there's no, like, idiot around, except maybe, like, I love one thing that I wanted to mention earlier that I thought of after we had moved on. I apologize. Was when Daemon chops the guy's head off, and Otto is like. He's like, disarm him, and no one does anything.
Oh, yeah,
no one did anything. I loved it. They were like, but it's, I'm good. It was just like, no.
I mean, if you call the king's daughter a whore and call her sons bastards, I feel like that's an execution.
So this is another moment. I felt like it was Otto. It's very small and, again, subtle, but they're very good with subtleties. And correct me if you think I'm wrong. But it was another moment like the knife that she was holding up over whatever, because he was now kind of showing for his own self-interest over the rightful heir to the throne. He's going above his boss's, like, head and being like, disarm him, whatever. I don't care what he said. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just completely dishonoring tradition. And it's just a very subtle thing. in an Otto Hightower
I mean,
type of
Otto was
bullshit
shitting
way.
his pants when Viserys walked through.
Dude, when
Just
he
like
was
his
sitting
slow
there, he thought he
stand-up.
was like this big
Yeah.
dude. Like, everything I say is on behalf of the king. And then
Yeah.
the fucking door's open.
He was dripped out with the fur. He
Dude,
was-
he
Yeah.
thought he loved
Yeah.
that Iron
Big
Big
Throne
baller.
moment.
yeah.
Big
Dude,
baller.
it was funny. It was funny.
I mean, any other big notes you guys had on this episode?
No.
I mean, obviously, I hope that they're going to keep Game of Thrones tradition here. And it's weird, though, because with these time jumps, every single episode, something big has happened, which wasn't really the case with Game of Thrones. It was more of a slow,
Yeah,
methodical play.
yeah.
So how big can they really get with episode 9 is the question. I don't know.
I have no idea. We'll see.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
We will.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just pumped.
Yeah, me too. Well,
I almost feel bad for people that watch this show because I feel like all we do is sit here and we're like, it's really good, go watch it. Like, I don't even, it's so
Yeah.
amazing. There's so many layers to it. We should do some sort of in-depth on another week. Like, I'll set something up. I'll set up a graphic with like a family tree and everything up to where we're at before season 2 comes out.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Just as like a
Ooh, that'd be
recap.
good.
After.
Yeah,
Like
I'll
a
do it.
preview. I like
Definitely.
That would be sick.
well, I mean,
Little recap.
You know, obviously, it might be a while till season 2, and
Yeah,
Ryan.
that's why I said I would do it. I got time to plan it.
And Ryan Condal said in an interview, they asked him about, because we had been theorizing whether this is going to turn into an anthology series, and they asked him if it would, and he said it's called The House of the Dragon, not The Dance of the Dragons, for a reason. So I feel like that's a pretty big implication that after this Dance of the Dragon storyline is over, we're going to get more Targaryen history. Possibly maybe a Henry Cavill as Aegon the Conqueror. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Ooh.
See, that's another one that would be really good. Yeah.
I think for me, I just want to see Robert's rebellion played out. I want to see Rhaegar and young Robert Baratheon going at it.
That'd be cool.
That would be good. But they got a lot to do. We'll see. Anyway, let's finish it off here with the question of the day. It's spooky season. What do you? What's your favorite horror thriller film? I know Matt, but I put thriller there because you don't have to go the hard direction. You could go with a 7. You could go with The Prisoners.
Okay.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
But it's a little broad here. Anything that keeps you on edge, maybe scares you a little bit.
All right.
I mean, for me, I got to go with either 7 or Prisoners.
Okay.
The two that I just asked. For me, Prisoners, like, talk about a movie that keeps you on the edge. Not really horror movies, but, I mean, there's some scenes that we're like, what the hell's happening here? You know, I'm pretty stressed out. What do you got?
I'm not a horror guy,
Yep.
so like I probably would go thriller. But I don't know. I like the Bourne movie. Are those thrillers? Probably not.
Those are more action.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more of an
It's
act.
action.
All right, I would probably go 7 then.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie is just fucking awesome.
Yep.
I mean, you got what's her name? Young Gwyneth Paltrow. You got Brad Pitt coming, Morgan Freeman,
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey. You know, and it's like a simple kind of, but like it's a cool premise. Like they're looking for him, and then the ending, like it's just kind of, it's real dark. Like it's, I think it's directed well. I'd probably go 7.
Yeah. Sam, horror, thriller, which one?
I would say my favorite horror film would have to be Sinister. Have you ever heard of
I
that
have
movie?
not seen that, no.
It's rated one of the best horror films just
Okay.
because they did a test. They had like X amount of people watch like a list of horror films and they rated their heartbeat.
Oh, interesting.
So like they monitored their heartbeat during the film.
Yeah.
And this had the highest like jump for heartbeats. So like it spiked
Yeah.
like during certain parts of the film. And I gotta say, there are a couple scenes in this movie that if you are not a fan of jump scares,
They'll get you.
they're gonna get you
All right.
because it's demonic. Like Bagul, it's like this demon
Yeah,
that takes
yeah.
over a child or a person
Little possession action.
that's in the home, and basically he has them commit murders.
Some crimes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it's a little bit sick.
Yeah, sounds like it. Nick, you got a favorite?
I really like Midsummer. I think that's a great film. I really do. It's not a horror film. It's a thriller film. It's definitely psychological thriller.
Yeah, it's
film.
like psychological horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
I don't like Midsummer that much. Like I understand why people like it, but to me it felt like it was like really weird and like
that's why I
unsettling
like
just to be weird and unset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really know like what the story was.
Did you watch it, or did
Yeah.
you watch clips of it?
No, I watched the whole movie, the extended
get it?
director's cut. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why then.
I don't know.
Sometimes when you extend the cuts out,
That's true.
It's even more confusing, you know?
Yeah. No, it was fine. I mean, Florence Pugh's great in that, but
Yeah, really good. Ooh. No, I liked it. I thought it was very. I like that culty kind of crap. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well, I'm going to see. I'll have another review next week. I'm going to see Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh.
I don't want to see it.
I don't either.
But Allie, I made a deal with her to see Barbarian. She said we have to go see the Harry Styles movie. But so likely next Wednesday, I'm going to be shitting on Harry Styles' performance.
Good for
it's just one of those movies I'm going in with a negative attitude, so I don't know if there's any chance I'll like this movie.
I think you should go in with a good attitude because I've heard some reviews, and it's somewhat of an aphrodisiac for women.
What do you mean?
So RJ's going to get attracted to Harry Styles?
No, I said it's an aphrodisiac for women. Kind of like...
RJ is a lady.
What is that? What's that word?
I meant be positive because it turns women on.
Oh, yeah, because Harry Styles.
So if you go in there and you're leaving a good mood, you know what I mean? RJ's going to get taken care of.
I really didn't want to get
some wine
wild.
after.
Yeah, I like wine.
You know?
Well, I was thinking,
Go see Don't Worry.
Have some wine before, is what I'm saying. Have
a little wine before, maybe play a little Marvin Gaye after.
Marvin Gaye.
It's a good night for RJ.
A little Brian McKnight, a little something.
How you doing?
Well, put on the Mario trailer.
No, it'll be a nice. It's probably going to be a good date night kind of film. Yeah. You know what I mean? For her, if you do something for her, you know.
Yeah,
RJ,
sure.
RJ could, have some luck.
Yeah, and we get to review it.
Get lucky, RJ.
You know.
And Matt will be staring at his phone, no texts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be in my bed staring at my ceiling.
That talk about a horror movie.
It's so good.
How you doing?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for episode 18 of the Movie Mob podcast. Come back next week. We're gonna have episode 9 of House of the Dragon, the finale of Lord of the Rings. As always, like, subscribe, leave a comment. What's your favorite horror and thriller movie? How you doing? That's it for us.